So what's the absolute first thing I have to do with this light switch? Do you remember? Yes, we've got to turn it on, and then I've got to find the associated breaker in the electrical panel. I've got the power switch on for the ceiling fan, and I'm going to turn the light on. I keep thinking, that's funny, I keep thinking the bottom one's the light. Okay, I'm just going to leave that on, and I'm going to hit breakers. Hopefully both of them are on the same breaker. If not, I'll just back and forth, up and down the stairs I go until I get things situated and get these lights turned off. Okay, first step, do not, and I repeat, do not work on light switches or electrical items when the power is on. Okay, I got lucky. One breaker, and that was it. And the first one. Because on your electrical breakers, generally it'll have written on there generically what the breaker's for. Obviously, it can't name every single little thing, so you have to take an educated guess and stuff. Okay, so this is the first thing you want to do. Take your cover plates off, and I'm going to take this one off, and I'm going to go in the other area and take the other light switch cover plate off as well. Now, something important to realize, am I a licensed electrical contractor? No, and you don't have to be a professional electrician either. As long as you got the power off, you should be okay. The mounting screws on here, and it's a good thing I should check that one too, because that light switch was for the utility room where the washer and dryer is. And every once in a while, believe it or not, did you know you could have more than one circuit in a switch location? In fact, I had one time in the kitchen, in my kitchen, and there was 3 circuits in there. I had 3 individual circuit breakers I had to turn off, because one was for a light, one was for a garbage disposal, and one was for a GFI electrical outlet. And all of those were on different circuits. So every once in a while, you gotta check. Okay, so I'm checking this one here, no power to that. So I know there's no power to this electrical box. Okay, so take it out like that, and see there's some side screws there. So all I'm gonna do is undo those screws. See, there's a couple screws there, and I'm looking at this. There's 2 screws over here, and then the ground screw over on that side. And I'm just gonna undo that. And see, I can do it a couple different ways. I can take the screw out all the way if I want, like that, and get the wire out. I can do that, or I can cut it. I can cut it with my wire cutters. I can do that too. Because see, these wires stick out plenty far, and so I'm gonna cut these ends. Okay. And my ground wire is plenty long. I'm going to go ahead and cut that too. Okay, now it's going to be easier for me to work on. If your wires were really super short, I wouldn't advise you to cut the wires off. I would advise you to undo the screws, you know, up there by the box and all that. Okay, so now I've got to see, I still have to take the screws off and take the wire off. And sometimes the curly Q is on there. You got to get a little screwdriver and bend that up out of the way before you get a bigger screwdriver on there, and just use the end to tilt the wire and open up the wire further. Okay, and then it will come off without taking this screw off. Okay, oh, I better put the other screw in here. And this one, I'm not necessarily gonna hook it all up in the other room, and I'll explain that to you when we get there. Good Lord, I'm having a hard time getting that screw in there. There we go. Because you remember on the other one, if you were watching, I don't know if you were watching me install that ceiling fan or not in this room, but that ceiling fan, the wiring used to be different. There used to be a light fixture up here, and the light fixture was controlled by this dimmer switch. Well, and then this one was controlled for a red wire that was above where the light fixture was, in case somebody were going to install a ceiling fan there from years ago. Rather than a light fixture, they would have hooked it up and hooked up the ceiling fan to a standard switch here and a standard switch here. This one would have activated the light kit on the ceiling fan, and this one would have been the power for the light for the ceiling fan. Well, since they didn't install a ceiling fan, they decided to put a dimmer switch here and make this the main power for the ceiling fan. For the light fixture. They made this the main power for the light fixture, and they put a dimmer switch. Well, now 15 years later, I decided to install, I took the light fixture down because I painted the ceiling, and then we decided let's put a ceiling fan up there, so we have a ceiling fan in this room and a light. And they tell you not to put it on a regular light dimmer switch. And so I thought, how can I do that? So we had the red wire that was still up there for the light kit, so I used that power, and now this is the power switch right here for the ceiling fan. And the ceiling fan, you never have to mess with that. Just leave that on at all times. Okay, then you control everything with this handheld remote. So once I take this out, I can cap off the wires, and I could just screw this right in there. And not even have it hooked up, because right now nothing is happening to this right now. The main black power wire that's up there, we put a wire nut up there, electrical tape over that, shove that up in the ceiling. We're not even using that. Okay, so when I take that out, I don't even have to hook this one back up, do I? Okay, so now I've got to take this apart. Okay, you with me so far? Stick around.